California. You see, after game one of this two-game match, it's Brunswick Team Frameworks in the lead by 37 pins. And it'll be Frameworks who will begin game two. Nedra Jerry, who started the match off for her team with a strike. They went on to add 3 more and then coasted to that 37-pin lead in game one.
But in a two-game match, you can never necessarily have enough pins. Oh, great shot. And big smile from Nedra.
Well, how important is it to set the table, being the number 16 bowler?
It's very, very important. That bowler does two things. Number one, they set the table, and number two, they also give you the opportunity, if the lane is different, to make an adjustment. Sandy Smith, who threw 2 strikes in the first game and threw a great shot so that she could leave a solid 9-pin in the opening frame of the second game, and this ball just gets out, drives the pocket a little bit too strong, and the ball is supposed to actually touch the 9-pin on a strike, and it didn't that time.
That's very frustrating for a bowler, isn't it, to throw a shot like that and leave a 9-pin.
Something else we might mention is both of these teams have a 6-man roster. And the Brunswick Frameworks team didn't really use their 6th person. Their 6th person was Cheryl Swanson. But Team Storm used Diana Smith, their 6th person, not only today in match play, but yesterday during qualifying when someone else felt their timing wasn't quite right or they didn't have a good shot on that pair.
Well, there's Chuck Mills. We want to welcome him as lead sponsor here from Coburn-Carroll. Chuck told us an interesting story how he began his company. He actually was a burn victim himself and didn't find any products out on the market that he felt relieved the pain, so he invented one.
Janine wasn't real sure of what was going to happen. I think she saw in the 10th frame when Kelly Morrow hooked past the 4-pin, and she wasn't sure what the center of the lane was going to do. That's where shooting spares during the practice prior to the television show really can make a difference instead of just lining up for the strike shot.
And now Polly Hale. She looked tentative on her first 2 attempts here this afternoon.
That's better.
Oh, that's about as unlucky as you can get.
Well, it was a much, much better, more aggressive shot. And here you're going to watch her just throw the 5-pin to the right, behind the 10-pin. The head pin went in front of the 10-pin. She's got the 7-10. So they're going to drop even further behind in this match.
Pocket split. She made maybe too much of an effort for that, sliding it by the 10-pin.
Well, at this point in this match, they really needed to make any kind of effort on that. They're now trailing by 51.
Now Laura Hardiman.
Interesting shot. That looked about like the same shot, same line as what she was playing on 64, but the ball went a little bit high, and I think that's what we saw in the opening match when Team Storm was on that left-hand lane.
All the while, Reb's Pretty Girls International, who really just dominated this weekend, they're sitting in the wings waiting. A little bit of an advantage for either one of these teams because they're maybe more experienced on these lane conditions going into the finals.
Absolutely true, except for one thing. When you've got the strength and experience of the bowlers on Reb's Pretty Girl International, they're going to make quicker adjustments, and they're going to be able to talk to one another a little more quickly also.
Dottie Nadeau has been solid. Boy, that's 3 in a row. Pocket hits for Team Storm. They've come away with no strikes, 2 10-pins left, and the 7-10 split.
And you'll watch the 6 just wrap the 10. That wasn't a weak shot at all. That was a great shot. And I believe that they just kind of feel snake bit right now.
Sure.
You see Dottie Nadeau change balls. And even that one didn't go straight enough. I think she eased up on the speed. So a disappointing open for Team Storm.
And boy, Brunswick Frameworks leading by 61.
Char Hamill up in the fourth frame, and she was perfect in her 2 shots on the right-hand lane. A little bit light. Again, the ball didn't quite finish. She may have made an adjustment, seeing the rest of her team hook a little bit too high on that lane.
She seems to be the most locked in, though, of all the bowlers.
Well, I think she is, and Kelly Morrow is, but at this point in the match, I would have to say the Brunswick Team Frameworks is looking in a pretty good position to move on to the final match.
Now they're really thinking, let's fill frames, right?
Absolutely. And she switched balls also to go for that 10-pin. You just don't see people hooking the ball at the 10-pin anymore. They just pick up a ball that'll go straighter and go straight across the lane.
Tennille Grijalva now.
A little bit high. It just looks like maybe as she's releasing the ball, she's getting her thumb inside her target just a little bit, and the ball's going through the nose.
Well, there could be so many reasons for balls to continue to go high. One, they're not playing the right spot on the lanes. Secondly, you would think about ball speed, wouldn't you?
Part of it is ball speed, and part of it is they know that if they send it too wide to the right, for the right-handed bowlers, that is, the ball isn't going to come back. There's a little extra conditioner to the right, and they can't send it too far to the right.
We're at Regal Lanes in Orange, California. It's game 2 of our 2-game match, our semifinal match between Brunswick Team Frameworks and Team Storm USA. And going into the 5th frame, Brunswick Frameworks with the commanding lead. Cindy Coburn-Carroll.
Good shot. Good shot. Exactly what you want from your anchor bowler. And probably what you'll get from Kelly Morrow as well. She threw strikes in the 5th and 10th frame when she needed them in the first match.
Kelly driving up from San Diego.
Uh-oh.
That's what you were talking about.
That's exactly what we're talking about. We call that the out of bounds, when there's a little extra conditioner to the right. And here, looked like maybe she lofted it a little bit extra, but she definitely got it about 2 or 3 boards to the right of where she wanted to. And this not a necessarily easy spare either.